I was tired of getting this space every time I cut my puzzle. I was so ready to give up. I wanted to be able to create a puzzle that all the pieces lined up together seamlessly, like it's supposed to be. Well, hello my beautiful and amazing crafters. Welcome to another video of Crafting with Shaneda. Today I'm going to show you some tips that I use to make amazing puzzles. So I've always wanted to do puzzle projects, but I just could not get the puzzles to cut out right. Every time I brought in a puzzle jigsaw piece set, when I go to cut my puzzle, it always had this space in between the puzzle and it just drove me crazy. So I was about to give up and I just was like, I just can't get it. I watched videos and tutorials and everybody's puzzle came out perfect, but I could not get mine the way I wanted it to be. So I came back to the drawing board because I wanted to add these really cute puzzles to the party bags that I'm making. So I said, let me try and figure it out. So trial and error, I finally figured out what I need to do to make sure that the puzzle pieces cut correctly without any spacing and fits. So for the base, I'm just using some craft board that I'm going to cut down to fit the puzzle. And the puzzle fits nice and snug in these 5x7 cellophane bags. I'll have everything listed in the description box below. I'm going to add the hologram laminate on top of the cardstock just to give the puzzle a little bit of glitter and shine. And I'm also going to do this when I print it out with the magnet sheets. So for today's project, I'll be using cardstock as well as laminate sheets. Also, I'll be using these inkjet printable magnet sheets as well. They come in a matte finish and they're about a full-size piece of paper, and they work excellent with your inkjet printer. And I'll also be laminating these as well once the project is printed. And I'll also be using these cellophane bags to place the puzzle pieces. Everything will be listed in my Amazon storefront. So I always thought that all puzzle jigsaw pieces were the same. I thought I could go to any site like Creative Fabrica, Canva, or Etsy and just download or purchase a puzzle piece and start creating my puzzle. That might be the case, but for me, that did not work. I had to choose a certain type or style of puzzle for my puzzles to be successful. So when I started this project, I actually went to Canva and just uploaded a jigsaw puzzle piece. And just looking at the puzzle piece, it looks very neat, clean, and precise. And I just downloaded this as a transparent image, PNG, and brought it into Cricut Design Space. Because it's a PNG, I'm able to scale the sizing up and down to my preference. And when I would go to bring my design in and cut out the puzzle, it always made this spacing in between each of the jigsaw pieces. I was ready to give up making puzzles altogether because I had tried this over a year ago because I wanted to make a gift for someone and I just could not get this to cut right. So before giving up, I decided to try one more thing because I saw so many videos and so many other crafters able to make puzzles without any issue. I knew it had to be something that I was doing wrong on my end. Looking at this jigsaw puzzle, I can see how the Cricut machine would be cutting these lines because they are relatively thick, but I didn't realize it at the time and I just thought it was something I was doing wrong. So I ended up going onto Etsy and Creative Fabrica just to look at the different puzzle templates that were available, and I noticed the lines on these templates were a lot thinner than what I was using. So I purchased a file to see if it would work. Since I'm making this as a party favor for kids, I didn't want real small pieces for the puzzle. So I downloaded a 9-piece puzzle set, and immediately I noticed the lines were really thin, and I wanted to give this a final try before I gave up. So I went ahead and uploaded the puzzle into Cricut Design Space, and it comes with this layer here, which I'm going to hide and reveal the puzzle. And as you can tell already, there's a huge difference in the shape of the lines and the thickness of the cut lines. So once I saw this, I was ready to create my design and give this one final check. So I created this design in Canva. You could definitely create your design in Cricut Design Space. And I uploaded my design from Canva into Cricut Design Space. I want to try to get at least 2 of these puzzles on one sheet of paper. So I sized this puzzle about 4.5 inches. But when you go to make your own puzzle, you could create any size that you like. So whatever image you use, you want to leave it as your print and cut. Then all I'm going to do is now all I'm going to do is take the puzzle jigsaw piece and place it right on top of my print and cut. Make sure it stays grouped so it's easier for you to move it around. And I'm just going to align it and center it so everything is all centered. And then I'm going to attach. So you should have your print and cut and then your grouped cut lines for your puzzle. Now this is optional, but I wanted a back layer just to place the puzzle on before I wrapped it up into the party favor. So what I did is I duplicated my print and cut, and I just changed that to a basic cut and moved that out of the way. So I'll have 2 files from my Cricut Maker to cut, my print and cut puzzle, and then this back portion, which I'll use craft board just as a layer to place on underneath my puzzle. So I went ahead and cut out my back layers using the craft paper, excuse me. And I'm so sorry, I had recorded this earlier, but I thought I hit record and I didn't, so I'm doing this again, so I do apologize. So after cutting that out, I went ahead and cut out my puzzle with cardstock. And I'm just going to be transparent with you guys because I'm making this for a kid's birthday party. I know the kids are going to just put it together. It was going to get lost and tossed. So I did use cardstock for this first portion of the puzzle. And then I went ahead and laminated with some holograph laminate sheets just to make it a little bit more sturdy. Now, if I was giving this as a gift, or of course if I was selling, I would definitely use a sturdier craft board to place my design, and that's a whole different technique. And if you want me to show you how to do that, let me know in the comments below and I'll create a separate video for that. It's a little bit more intricate. But for today's project and for my grandbaby's birthday party, I'm just going to keep it simple and easy. I love the way the holograph vinyl looks on top of the puzzle, and I just sent that to cut, and these fit nice and snug in the cellophane bags, which are about 5 by 7 inches. I wanted to revisit these inkjet printable magnetic sheets. There are a total of 5 in a pack that I purchased. It has a matte finish and the size is 8.5 by 11. This is a prime example for me to always check my craft stash to see if I have what I have available, because I did not realize I had already purchased one until I went to go put them all away. This states it has a vivid color and it's easy to cut with your scissors, but I'll be cutting this out with the Cricut Maker. So because I have sometimes a lot of oils and lotion on my hand, I'm going to be very careful when removing the magnet sheets from the packaging. It doesn't state it, but I'm just going to be careful not to have any oils get on the magnet sheet. I'm going to be using my inkjet printer for this project today. So if you have a printer, you need to know which way to place your magnet sheets into your printer. My inkjet printer is face down, so I'm going to make sure that the printable side is going to go face down into my printer, and I'm going to allow it to dry for just a little bit before I send it to cut with my Cricut Maker. Now the settings I'll be using for my Cricut Maker is the magnetic sheet setting. But because I'll be using some laminate on top of this, I will be increasing the pressure, or I might have to change the setting. I will let you know when I go to cut the design. So when I first cut my design with the magnet sheet setting, it was not deep enough because of the laminate that I put on top. So I went back in and changed my setting. That's why it's always important to check your cut before you release it from the Cricut machine if you need to recut. And then the scrap piece here, I might save it to use for a future project. So I'm just going to use a little piece of cardboard. This is so optional. You don't have to do this. So that way when I flip my puzzle over, just try to keep it as organized as possible before I place it into the cellophane bags. Now that I have printed my design on the magnetic sheets, I'm just going to add a layer of holographic laminate on top for a little bit of shine. And I usually use a cold press laminator, but today I'm just going to use my scraper tool. You can even use a brayer tool to adhere the laminate on top of the design. I'm just taking my time with my scraper tool so that way I can eliminate any bubbles, air bubbles to eliminate any air bubbles. So I like the magnet sheets a lot better, of course. They're not very thick magnet sheets, which is great. And I'm going to make a few more. I actually have another design where I actually have my grandbaby in the picture. So I'm going to make about 6 more with her in the picture. And these look so good, especially with that laminate on top. These look so pretty with that laminate on top. I just love that look, the shine. And with the laminate sheets, it comes with, I think, 6 different types of design. So definitely I need to order some more. So I will put that link in the description box if you want to order a set as well. I'm going to make a few more and then we'll be done. Well, I hope these tips were helpful in making your next puzzle project. Well, I hope you learned a little bit or a lot, and we cannot wait to see you on the next video of Crafting with Shaneda. Happy crafting!